So for our first student, we have a nighttime adventure that may or may not be the best thing ever. So I'm sure we've all had our own experiences. Okay, so they're still fixing up things. But before we start with our first speaker, I gotta ask, grade K and grade 1, how was it? Were you guys scared? Yes? But you all did so good. I don't believe you. Were you scared? Really? Frey, were you scared? What's that? Don't cut your head off, okay? I need you for class next Monday. Don't cut your head off. Don't do it, okay? It seems we are ready, so please give it up for our first speaker, Naomi.
Hello everyone, my name is Naomi, and today my speech is Treasure Planet. When I was 4 years old, a new movie was released in theaters. It was called Treasure Planet. I fell deeply in love with this movie. I even bought a model of it. 2 days ago, I was sitting in bed and couldn't fall asleep. I was imagining what if Treasure Planet was real. Would it be like in the movie? I slowly walked out of my bed, put my hand on the model, and wished I could go there. Then, after a flash of light, I found myself in a new world. This new world was actually the legendary Treasure Planet. It was bigger than it was in the movie, and it was much nicer too. The small hills were made of piles of gold, silver, jewels, and banknotes. In the middle, there was a shiny golden crown. I slowly, quietly walked over to it. Suddenly, an alien jumped out of a pile of gold coins and said, "Hello, visitor. Welcome to Treasure Planet. Look at our treasure, but don't touch them." But I needed to have the crown. I began planning how to steal the golden crown, but how could I steal it without superpowers? It was just then I thought of an amazing trick. First, I told the aliens I want to see it by myself. Then, I would check to see if no one was looking at me. I would grab it. Then I would put it in my big jacket pocket. And that's what I did. But as soon as I touched it, each ghost coin turned to an alien. "Thief!" they shouted. It was a trap. Wrong, I thought, but where was the exit? The aliens tried to surround me, and they pulled out guns and swords. I picked out a gold rock for my shield. I ran and looked for the exit, but there was nothing but gold and riches. There was no way to escape. Just when I was going to give up, I had a new plan. Maybe the way to go home was the place I was first standing when I got here. Sure enough, I ran to the spot, and the floor was a model of Earth. I placed my hand on it, and light flashed all around me. I was sitting in bed, lost in thought. I couldn't believe what had happened. Had I really gone to Treasure Planet? Did I really meet a fight with the aliens? Was the crown real? I looked at my closet door, and there was a light glowing behind it. I opened it, and instead of my planet model, there was a golden crown. So it wasn't a dream after all. Thank you, everyone.
That was some wild adventure, Naomi. However, I do have to say to all the students listening, please do not go to alien planets and take things that don't belong to you without bringing some gold back for your mom and dad, okay? So if you're gonna take gold, you have to bring some for mom and dad too, okay? Maybe bring some for Teacher Mika. I'm not gonna complain. You know, if you show up one day with a gold bar, I'm not gonna be mad. So for our next speaker, please welcome Justin to the stage. Let's go, woo, let's go again.
Hello everyone, my name is Justin. Today my speech is Zombieland. Everyone knows what zombies are, but let me remind you. Zombies are people that die. but come back to eat brains. We don't know why it happened, but now it is something we live with every day. We must always be ready. In school, they even teach us what to do if we see a zombie. But even after all the warnings, I had never seen a zombie with my own eyes. But one day that changed. One day, my friend and I were playing in the yard. Suddenly, we heard strange sound from the other side of the fence. We looked over and saw zombies eating people. We hid, but I peeked out and saw a strange person. We think it was an alien. Why was an alien turning people into zombies? We didn't have time to think because zombies came into my yard. We ran away from the zombies, but I was heartbroken when I see my mom and dad get caught and turn into zombies too. Whew. Luckily, they were slow, so we were able to escape. It was so scary. We ran to the hospital where we knew there was a lab. We asked the scientists how to make the zombie cure. The scientists told us we needed to catch the zombie first. Then we heard the zombie say, "I want to eat your brains." We quickly grabbed the train gun and we shot some zombies. Then the scientists collected all the medicine that he had. Finally, we found the medicine that helps the zombies. The scientist was able to make a bomb that spread the cure. We helped him make almost 1,000 cure bombs. When we went outside, we saw the scientist already using a bomb to spread the cure to all the zombies that he saw. We watched the zombies turn back into people. The zombie cure also killed the aliens. It was so amazing. The people that came back helped us to make more bombs. Then we traveled around the world to help the zombies turn back into people. Finally, the whole world was cured. Everyone thanked the scientists and us for saving the world. Thank you, everyone.
Good job, Justin, for saving us from zombies and aliens. That's double duty right there. He not only fought zombies, he also fought aliens, and I think I might have to give one of those gold coins to him, just, for making sure we all don't pass away from the zombies and aliens. For our next speaker, however, she is going to be telling us about a much nicer trip that she had. No aliens or zombies, thank God, and quite envious of her, quite frankly. Please give it up for Ruby.
Hello everyone, my name is Ruby. Today my speech is a place I visited. Have you ever been to America before? Well, I have, and it was my dream. My parents took me there last summer. At that time, I was so excited and I couldn't wait to go. I couldn't believe it. I was really going to make my dream come true. Let me tell you all about that trip and my 3 favorite cities that I visited in the States. I will tell you how spectacular the Grand Canyon is and how cool America is. First, we went to Las Vegas. It is a modern city, so they have a lot of new technologies. We even saw a robo-taxi. I was so impressed. The robo-taxi doesn't need a driver to drive the car. However, we didn't take it because my parents were driving there. Then we arrived at the hotel. It was so big. They even have a casino inside. The thing I liked the most about the hotel was that they had the circus. We saw the circus show, and it was amazing. The second city we went to was Los Angeles. It was my second favorite city. When we checked in, it was night, so we just went to sleep. The next day, we went to Disneyland Resorts. I was so excited about it, but also so tired because of the jet lag. So we started the day with a cup of coffee. When we finally arrived at Disneyland, the only thing I thought was, wow. I didn't know it was that big. It's like 1,000 Eagle schools. On our last day in LA, we went to In-N-Out. It was yummy. It was the best way to finish our trip in that city. The last place we went on this trip was the most incredible one, the Grand Canyon. It was the most spectacular sight I have ever seen. I was truly speechless. At night, it was really dark outside, so I needed to carry a flashlight with me. But if you turn it off, you could see the sky filled with stars. If you are lucky, you might even see a shooting stars. The sunrise the next morning was as beautiful as the night sky. It was the best way to finish our trip in that place. Till this day, it is still the most amazing trip I have ever done. I wish I could go back again. And now I have a new dream, to live in America. Thank you, everyone.
That was such a good speech. Okay, I haven't been to America in a hot minute. It's been quite a few years, but I do miss my time there. I'm not a Vegas person, not an LA person either. I was a very big fan of New York. Okay, love the energy, love the city. Teacher Kyle's, I don't know what he's doing. That's not a gang sign, is it? East Coast. Let's go East Coast. No, I'm kidding. Okay, we're no gangs here. No gangs here. Okay, we only have the fried chicken gang. That's what we're all fans of. Whoa, it's been a while, guys, and I haven't had coffee. Okay, so I have to ask though, for our students, who has been to America? No, they're not big fans of America. As far as I know, okay, here's a good question. Who has been to Japan? See, I know my students. They're not big fans of America, big fans of Japan. Who likes to eat sushi? See? Oh, even sister over there likes to eat sushi. Okay. Leo, our next speaker, is also a big fan of sushi. However, his next speech is not as fun as Ruby's speech, sadly. So he is going to be telling us about a very big fight that he had with a not so nice guy. Please give it up for Leo C.
Hello everyone, my name is Liu Si. Today my speech is Betrayed. Once, there was a scientist who was angry. His girlfriend had left him and his mom had died. He was heartbroken, and all he wanted to do was hurt others. By chance, he received a message from aliens. The aliens wanted the Earth and were asking for us to surrender without a fight. The scientist saw this as his chance, so he said yes without telling anyone else about the message. The aliens began their journey to Earth, but it took them 4 years. The scientists started to think they would never come. The first notice the rest of us had was when the aliens' face appeared on TV. The army was scared, so they used a missile to shoot down one alien spaceship. The aliens thought we were breaking our promise, so they fought back. A war started between humans and aliens. The aliens destroyed a lot of houses, and all we could do was watch it on the news. It didn't feel real, but suddenly a laser blew a hole in my house. It was my first time seeing an alien, and I was frozen in fear. We rushed to the police station to hide, but no one was there. We heard gunfire outside and saw some people attacking and biting other people. They were zombies. Somehow, the aliens were turning people into zombies to fight us. We drove to a safe area near a science lab. I saw many zombies chasing us, and I told my dad to drive faster. When we arrived, some people caught us inside and blocked the door behind us. We jumped out of the car and went downstairs to the science lab. It was chaotic. Everyone was yelling at the scientists. From listening to everyone around us, we learned that the scientists had caught the aliens here and promised them our word. Now, we knew the scientist was a bad guy. We tried to sneak out, but he saw us. The scientist thought his guts to stop us. We quickly ran out of the lab and slammed the door. We rushed to the radio station and used it to talk to the aliens. We told them that the scientist was lying to everyone. It was hard, but finally they believed us and stopped shooting. The aliens came down and captured the scientist. They were very angry with him, but also very sorry. They had really believed we were just giving them our planets. The war ended right away. They even helped us repair all of the damage and taught us how to use new technology. In the end, humans and aliens became friends, and we did our best to help each other. Thank you, everyone.
Yo, that was such a good speech, by the way. And I'm honestly not surprised. I'm sure everyone has experienced it. Maybe not with your current partners, but we've all done some stupid things because our boyfriends or girlfriends dumped us. And thankfully, hopefully, none of you have invited aliens to our planet to destroy us. And hopefully that doesn't happen in the future, okay? Now, our next speaker, on the other hand, is gonna be going through her own kind of fight, and I'm sure a lot of us daughters and sons have been through this before. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't end up in the same sticky situation as our next speaker. Please give it up for Emma.
Hello everyone, my name is Emma. Today my speech is on Mother's Day. Someone said because God can't take care of everyone in the world, so He made mothers. To thank our mothers, we gave them a holiday, Mother's Day. We usually celebrate Mother's Day by going restaurant to eat lunch or dinner, and even cakes too. However, one Mother's Day was unlike any other I have. The day before, I made my mom so mad that she made me go to my room without eating dinner. There, I wish my mom would disappear. The next day, my mom did not call me for breakfast. Was she really gone? She was usually in the backyard in the morning. I went to see if she was there, but she wasn't. I was so excited. Now I can do whatever I wanted. I played video games and watched TV all morning, ate candies and cookies, and no one told me to stop. It was so fun. In the afternoon, I felt a bit tired and sleepy, so I went to take a nap. When I woke up, my mom was still gone. However, I already did everything I wanted to do. I started to feel a little lonely. More time passed and my mom still wasn't there. Something felt missing about her in the house. More time passed and she still wasn't there. My head got hot, my stomach hurt, and I began to feel sick. Maybe it's because I ate too many sweets. I went to the living room to get some medicine. I didn't know what medicine to take. Only my mom would know. I picked a bottle of purple pills, not thinking, just took it. However, it was the wrong medicine and it made me throw up. I lay down on the sofa and cried, wondering why I wished my mom away. At that moment, I wished my mom would return. A white light flashed and I closed my eyes. I opened my eyes. I was still on the sofa, but I was not alone. My mom is standing in front of me and asked me if I was okay. I gave her a big hug, a kiss, and cried, "I'm sorry that I made you angry yesterday." From that day on, I knew that I always need my mom in my life. After all, every family needs a mom to take care of them. Thank you, everyone.
Well, that was so sweet. And take it from an old person like me. I am, how old am I? 1,673 years old. Isn't that right? 1,673? No? I'm 3,000? Not that old, okay? I'm old, but I'm not 3,000 years old, okay? I'm not that old. So take it from someone as old as I am. We all need our mommies every now and then. My parents still call me every single day, and it's nice, but we're all supposed to be eating healthier, my family. That's the goal for 2026. But for some reason, all they do is just send me restaurant recommendations in Taipei. Every single day they call and they text and they're like, "Mika, have you gone to the restaurant I sent you?" And I'm like, "Mom, you sent me 10 restaurants in 1 hour. How am I supposed to go through all of them?" Okay, and I'm supposed to be on a diet, They call you and it's like, "Wow, you got fatter." Well, you sent me 10 restaurants to try. What was I gonna do? Okay, for our next speaker, however, she is gonna be telling us about some interesting new neighbors that she might have. Please give it up for Jane.
Hello
everyone, my name is Jen. Today my speech is My New Neighbors. One hot day, I was bored. I didn't want to watch TV. Suddenly, I heard a loud sound coming from outside. I quickly got up to see what was wrong. I saw a big black truck drive out and park on the sidewalk. The truck looked scary. It had twin spiders stuck to it. Very big wheels and a sticker with words on the side. It said, "We are the scariest people in the world." Then I saw them get out and start taking all their things into our house. I realized I had new neighbors. The family looked as scary as their truck. They had black nails and lips, and were dressed all in black too, except for their green and bluish hair. There were 5 people in their family. I always saw them eating giant string like paper and erasers, and they would dig in the dirt to find worms to play with. They had 3 children. One was in my school, and the other 2 looked like her older brother and sister. They always scared my other neighbors, and none of my friends liked them. I didn't like them at first. I didn't want to talk to them, but that soon changed. One day, a dog was chasing me, but the creepy family helped me to chase the dog away. They looked frightening, but they actually fun and nice. There was a girl named Mima who would throw funny things at people and helped me scare people that were bullying me. Mima's family taught me how to get rid of people or animals that I didn't like. At first, Mima and I were just new neighbors. Now we were best friends. One night when I got home, I saw Mima and the family hiding knives all around the house. I wanted to get closer to see more, but my mom called me inside. That night, I couldn't sleep. I quietly went outside. I was just like a spy trying to save people. Mima's room was bright, so I went to her room and peeked in the window. I saw Mima putting a knife under her shirt. I was scared, so I ran home. At school, Mima asked me to come to her house after school. I thought about running away, but I said yes, because I hoped I was wrong about what I saw. When I got to her house, they were wearing Halloween costumes, and I decorated the house for me, because I like Halloween. When I heard all of this, I was so happy. I played in Mima's house all day. I was so glad I was wrong about them. I was happy to have my new friend. Thank you, everyone.
Good job, Jane. Now, good for you. You made a new friend. And, living alone in Taiwan has been quite a challenge. And I think I'm at the age where making friends is even harder. But it's been fun. I'm very friendly with my neighbors, although my neighbor is I think she's around 75 years old. 75-year-old, very nice grandma. Doesn't speak a lick of English. So it's been a lot of, body language, but she's so nice. She just shares all of her snacks with me. I get fruits every New Year, even though I don't exactly know what fruit she's been giving me, but it's been good. So that's why we shouldn't really judge people. She's a nice 75-year-old grandma. They're a nice, quirky little family with blue and green hair. You never know. But sadly, our next speaker doesn't exactly have the best of luck. And so today we are going to be hearing about his wonderful misadventures. Please welcome to the stage, Albert. Give him a round of applause.
Hello everyone, my name is Albert. Today my speech is a mysterious place I found in school. Changing schools is not fun. You have new friends, new teachers, a new place to live, and maybe you even need to learn a new language. The whole thing can be very stressful. My family moved to America, so I had to transfer schools. I needed to learn where my classroom was, where the school was, and how to get from home to school. Maybe there will be some problems, like being late for the bus. Luckily, there was an orientation. My teacher and classmates showed me around the campus. There was a swimming pool, a large garden, and a parking lot.
There was even a playground where you could play. Then I asked to use the bathroom, and the teacher pointed me to one next door. When I went inside, I saw a door. It was very hard to see. Being curious, I opened it. However, all I could see was darkness, so I stepped through to see what was inside. To my surprise, there was no floor. I fell down and landed on a table. Ouch! Then I heard someone ask if I was okay. I learned his name was Jay and that he had been inside for 1 hour and couldn't get out. We searched the room and then I found another door. Jay opened it a little bit and we peeked inside. There were many people. They looked creepy. They were smoking, playing with knives, and eating beetle nuts. A person pulled the door and we fell inside. He offered us some beetle nuts, but we refused. Then he tried to give us a cigarette. We refused again. When he heard us say no, he got very angry. He told his friends to come teach us a lesson. Then they started to chase us. We ran as fast as we could, but Jay got caught by the hood of his sweater. They held Jay's nose and tried to shove some beetle nuts in his mouth. I pushed them away and grabbed Jay. We turned and hurried until we saw a ladder. We climbed out quickly and escaped. The ladder took us to a different part of the school, but I made my way back to the classroom. My teacher and classmates asked me why I was 1 hour late. I told them what I found in the basement. They didn't believe me at first, so I showed them the door in the bathroom. When I opened it, they were very surprised. The teacher quickly called the police. Then the SWAT team came. They went into the basement and arrested all the dead people. That was the scariest thing I ever saw at school. Thank you, everyone.
Whoa, that was a wild school. Okay, first of all, okay, you don't just call the police, you call a lawyer and hit them with a class action lawsuit. Okay, that's a few $1 million right there. Random people in the basement of your school. I am very happy to report to our moms and dads, okay? We don't have random crazy people smoking in the basement of Eagle, okay? It's very safe, very child-friendly. We have books, we have lights. There's no smoking at all, okay? The only thing smoking would be their smoking grades. No? No, they didn't get the joke. It's fine, okay? It's fine. Boo. Okay. I will deal with teacher Kyle later, okay? But for now, we have to listen to our next speaker who may or may not have the best of luck when it comes to her first job. Please give it up for Daisy.
Hello everyone, my name is Daisy. My topic is my dream job. One day I woke up and I was very excited. It was my first day at work. I walked into the shop, but when I went inside, I didn't see the boss. I walked around because I couldn't find anyone. Just as I was about to head home, I heard someone say, "Hello." I turned around and saw a girl. She said she was going to work here today. However, something did not seem right. Something strange might happen here. The girl told me not to be afraid, but I still feel nervous, scared yet also curious. I stood next to her, and when it was 8 o'clock, the bell rang. Suddenly, a group of zombies came in. The girl happily welcomed them, and I slowly walked to the bathroom and washed my face. This was real. I took a deep breath and stepped back out. The zombies were still screaming to the counter. One asked for a sandwich. Why would the zombie want a sandwich? At lunch, after I finished eating, I heard the bell ring again. Suddenly, a group of birds flew in. The girl said, "Welcome," and a group of witches flew in, and the shop became dark. One witch stood in front of me and asked for magic water that can kill people. This made me frightened and froze in fear again. However, the girl quickly went to the basement and took a bottle of magic water for her. When the witch opened it, the shop became light again, and the witches were gone. At night, I was not hungry, so I only drank a cup of tomato juice that tasted a little strange. However, the juice made me a little sleepy, so I took a nap. The bell rang again.
The group of vampires entered. I saw the vampires were drinking the same tomato juice that I drink. Wait, vampires don't drink tomato juice. They drink blood. I was drinking blood? The girl looked at me strangely. Her voice became stranger, and she grew clouds and fins. She was a monster herself. In this world, you will forget what is real and what is a dream, she shouted. Scared, I ran, fell, and hit my head. When I got up, I looked around. I was in my room. It was all a dream. Of course it's a dream, because why would I be working at a restaurant? Thank you.
Okay, so hopefully that dream does not traumatize Daisy from joining the workforce when she gets older. But yeah, I can relate, and I'm sure the parents can relate too. You know, you go to work, you meet people, and sometimes you really do have to think, is my manager actually a vampire? Because, bruh, those meetings, that should have been an email, ma'am. Not this boss, though. This boss is really good. My old job, let's not talk about it. I don't want to get sued into oblivion, you know. I had an NDA at my last job, so can't say anything. But definitely a few monsters in that job, let me tell you that. But our next speaker, on the other hand, will be dealing with a different kind of monster of her own doing, sadly. So please give it up for Elsa L.
Hello everyone, my name is Elsa. Today my speech is A Strange Day. There are many things that human can live without, such as water, food, and air. As for me, I can't live without my brother. He is always there for me, helping me with my homework, or even buy me food when it is almost late for his own plans. That's why when I woke up one morning and he wasn't there, something deep inside me knew it wasn't ordinary. One Saturday, I woke up to find no one was at home. That alone wasn't alarming, but the half-eaten bowl of cereal on the kitchen table was. So was the front door, left wide open. That thing a cold wind that didn't match the season. The clock on the wall had stopped at 7:13. I checked my phone. It was 11:42. I told myself there was a simple explanation. I was hungry, so I went out to buy breakfast. Stepping over a trail of muddy footprints that led out the front door, and simply stopped. When I finished eating, I called my brother. No answer. I tried my father, then my mother. Silence. I called my reflection in a shop window across the street and froze. For just a moment, my reflection didn't move as I did. I blinked, and it was normal again. I walked faster. I went to the police station. Maybe the police could help. But the moment I walked through the door, the officer looked out with black eyes. We've never seen you before. One of them said, you look dangerous. I didn't wait to find out what came next. I ran it, ducking to the first unlocked door I could find, pressing myself against the wall in the darkness, waiting. The world went quiet. The light outside the window dimmed. As the sun itself has retreated, everything sounded like it was underwater. And there, in the center of the room, where had been nothing before, stood the mirror. And the mirror was a folded note. If you break the mirror, you're free. I'll be on the other side. Your brother. All I had was my phone. I held it with both hands, took a breath, and swung it as hard as I could. The glass exploded, and behind there was a doorway filled with warm light. My brother stood there, smiling like he had been waiting for me. I ran and hugged him for a long time without saying anything. I looked around. We were home. Everything was exactly as it should be, except the clock on the wall, which still read 7:13. I never asked him what it all meant. Some part of me wasn't sure. I want to know. Thank you.
That was quite a wild adventure. Thankfully, that hasn't happened to any of us, I hope. But it is quite scary to think that there is a mirror world somewhere and everything is just same but somehow different. Okay? Now we are down to our last speaker for grades 2 and 3, and our next speaker will be telling us about a special kind of celebration, which hopefully does not bring any kind of bad luck for our next speaker. Please give it up for Sophie.
Hello everyone, my name is Sophie. Today my speech is Home Alone. One day I woke up and saw a letter on my desk. It was a letter from my mom. It said, "I'm not home. I made breakfast for you. It's in the fridge. Good luck today, love, Mom." After I finished reading it, I feel unhappy because it was my birthday today. My mom had to work and my dad was away in Japan, so I had to be home alone all day. I was so anxious and lonely. I tried to cheer myself up. I walked to the kitchen, opened the fridge, and took out a sandwich and some milk. As I finished breakfast, I went back to my room to change my clothes, since I was planning to hang out with my friend. I pulled out my phone and saw a message from my mom. "You will find 4 letters hidden at home." Attached to the message was a map with red X on it. What did it mean? I sent my friend a message canceling our meeting. I have other things to do. I looked at the map and thought about what the X marked. Then I read the word refrigerator. That's in the kitchen. I opened the refrigerator and found the first letter. I opened it and read it. 5. Also inside was a drawing of candy and a little house that looked to be made of candies. What a weird drawing. Then I remembered last year my mom found too many candies in my room and called it a candy house. My room! I ran upstairs and searched around. I opened the drawers and I found more letters. I opened it and there was another number, 1. Next to it was another word, downstairs. As I walked downstairs, I stepped on something. I picked it up and there was another letter with a number and message on it. 9. How many shoes do you have? Wait, I have 4 shoes, so 4. Why did my mom give me all this number? I looked at the first message my mom had sent me to see if she had mentioned it. However, I saw on the map there was another X. This one marked a door under my house. I went to this door and saw there was a lock on it that needed 4 numbers. I entered the numbers, 5, 1, 9, 4. The lock opened. I opened the door. "Happy birthday, Sophie!" my family shouted. Balloons flew to the ground in the room. What a surprise! My mom took out a cake and I blew out the candles. We ate cake and I opened my gift. However, the greatest gift was the adventure my mom had gifted me. Thank you.
Much, Sophie, for that wonderful speech.